Today we're going to be doing an unboxing, swatching, and testing of QOR 6 High Chroma Watercolors. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Tara. If you're not new, welcome back. We are going to have such a fun time today. Do you like chatty style videos? If so, this is probably your jam. There are timestamps below if you want to just fast forward to the end to see, do I recommend these? I've never before used QOR watercolors. These are highly recommended by a lot of other artists out there that I've seen. Watercolor artists. I love the tin. Look at how stinking cute this is. You get the instructions. You get their swatch sheet so you know all of the colors that are available. There are a lot. Looks like they have iridescent colors, lots of earthy colors. They look fantastic. I've got my Etchr Everyday Sketchbook. This is this the 8x8 size? I think this is the, yes, this is the 8x8 sketchbook. I had been originally using this predominantly for like florals and doing a lot of like line art. And I'm like, why am I not painting in here? So then I did recently on this channel do a head-to-head battle between Schminky Horadime Gouache and Daniel Smith Gouache. Can you tell which is which? Which one is the winner? If you haven't yet seen this video, definitely check it out. As I'm swatching them out, I'm going to do a time lapse and we're going to kind of like chat about the pigments. QOR offers many different watercolor sets. This one in particular has 6 tubes that are each 5 milliliters. This first color is Green Gold PY 129. I really love the earthiness of this color. Next, we have PO 71, which is Transparent Pyrrole Orange. I've never used this color before, and I really enjoyed the earthiness, but also vibrancy of this color. Next, we have PBR 25, which is Burnt Orange. This one looked a lot more brown, but I can see it being very versatile, especially if you are an urban sketcher. Then we have PG50, which is Cobalt Teal. Absolutely gorgeous color. The next swatch is one of my absolute favorite colors, Quinacridone Magenta, which is PR 122. If we're going to only have one red on a palette, friends, this is probably the red I'm going to choose. And last in the lineup is PV23, which is Dioxazine Purple, a very dark, deeply pigmented purple. The next thing I love to do is to swatch out my colors kind of in this color wheel fashion. Now, you could say this is overkill because I have the colors up there. Already, I can see them, but I like to see them in a circular. I like to see them in a circular motion. I also wanted to get a better feel for the way the paint felt. I do want to chat a little bit about this binder that's in QOR Watercolors because I have not found this in any other brand. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. So they use Aquazol, and what's really unique about Aquazol is it's used in art conservation. So it's high quality, it's very stable, it stays brilliant when dry, so colors won't dull or shift significantly. They're also, like, this binder is also excellent for glazing, layers well, so for the transparent glazing techniques, that is so, what is the word I'm looking for? Like, that's watercolor, isn't it? Like, we want to be able to glaze. Can also help with smooth transitions and blending of color gradients. And supposedly there's a greater pigment load than traditional watercolor binders. I really did enjoy swatching these colors out. I will say I was a little bit worried about the staining of the colors, especially this dioxazine purple, because it is very, very dark. This is also a very limited palette. So what I'm doing here essentially is I'm trying to make
a color wheel where I'm going to blend the colors together to see how many different shades can I achieve with this set. Essentially, what I'm wanting to know is, can this set stand on its own? Can you just take these 6 colors and make lots of different paintings? Initially, I'm looking at this like, well, no, where's my green? I also wanted to mention that QOR says on the Amazon website that these colors in particular are among the brightest, most intense offered in the QOR lineup, which is why I purchased this set. They have many different sets. At the time of filming this on Amazon in the US, they have a rating of 4.8 and 550 reviews. QOR is made by the company Golden, which is a highly reputable brand. I have used Golden products for almost 30 years, but I have never used this product. I've never even heard of these watercolors until recently. If you know me, then you know I am predominantly an opaque painter, traditionally using oil paint and also acrylics when I would paint outside. But recently, as in the past 6 months, 6 to 7 months, I've gotten really into water-based mediums such as gouache, which is my favorite right now. But watercolor is coming in for a close second. I am in love with layering, with glazing. It's very different than layering with an opaque medium. And as I'm looking at this color wheel, it is gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Are we going to get a very dark? I can see browns, kind of not really green. We're not going to get a vivid green, but could we use this? Could we use this over line work? Could we make a whole entire painting with this? We're going to find out. Can I make black? I recommend testing out all of your supplies, seeing how well they play. Like, do they play nicely in the sandbox? Now, that color is gorgeous, but is it black? Is it dark enough? We are going to find out, and we are going to put these watercolors to the test. Then I thought I would test out how the wet into wet technique works on Etchr's Everyday Sketchbook, because I've not really tested this sketchbook to its fullest capacity, I don't believe. So in this little rectangle, I am thoroughly wetting the paper. It is completely saturated. I'm doing lots of layers of water. I want this to be very wet. Then I'm making sure it's not pulled up on top, and I want to see how the colors bloom. Wow, look at that. Am I the only color nerd out there that really gets hyped up from this? What I was wanting to achieve here predominantly is what kind of an abstract effect can I get? Because I had this vision for this painting. The painting is coming entirely from my brain. I usually use a reference photo, but this time I just decided, let me just paint from my heart. Let me paint something that I think is really pretty. I love the way that the dioxazine purple, the magenta, and the cobalt teal go together. And I'm also wanted to see how quickly does this paper dry, and can I keep adding more water? I was very impressed with the level of water I was able to put on the paper. Then I wanted to do more of an earthy tone, completely saturating this box with water. You can see the water glistening. It's not pooling up. And just plopping that paint in there, a little bit of the orange, the 2 different oranges. Now I can't for the life of me remember the names, the burnt orange and the transparent pyrrole orange, and adding in some of that green gold, because that's essentially my yellow. It's not yellow, but essentially my yellow. And I really loved this effect. I felt that I was getting a lot of granulation, even though technically I don't believe that these are considered to be granulating colors, but I was really liking the effect of what I was getting. The last swatch, once again, completely saturating, and I really love seeing the color just spread like this. This is one of the reasons why I am now having a love affair with watercolor. I do want to do a little bit more work on leaving things blank. The opaque artist that I am feels like I need to fill in every single color. I mean, every single white spot, and I don't have to. I can leave blank white spaces. I did really like the way that these, like the green, gold, and the purple were going together. I was wanting to see, is it going to get super muddy? And I did not think so. And look at that. I was able to make green after all. I think I love this one the most. Now what I want to do, I want to see how well I can lift color
out. So I'm going to grab just a flat brush.
I was thoroughly impressed with how well each of the colors lifted.
Now I want to do just a quick little painting over here just to test out these colors and see what I think.
I had no plan going into this, so I'm just kind of laying colors with some water. I'm just putting some pigments in my pan. I've only got 6 colors. Now I'm going to grab a flat brush and just thoroughly wet this paper so it's completely saturated. I dropped in the dioxazine purple and the cobalt and the pink. And at this point, I started thinking maybe I will do like a water scene. I really just wanted to see how are the pigments, how are they blooming on this paper? Really wanted to experiment with the Etchr Sketchbook. I have bought so many sketchbooks. I might have over 50 right now. I do have a massive sketchbook in-depth video headed your way. So I really wanted to experiment with this one. My 100-day art challenge sketchbook. Did you know I'm doing a 100-day art challenge? I will leave the playlist link in the eye above if you want to check it out. I've been using the Hannah Mule watercolor, and it's the one with the 100% cotton, and that book is falling apart. By the way, do you see how beautifully I'm lifting? I'm scrubbing with a damp paper towel, and the paper held up marvelously. There was no pilling. I could paint over it if I wanted. I was very, very impressed at how simply I was able to achieve a cloud effect. Throughout this painting, I did a lot of drying with my heat tool in between, but I wanted to experiment. That was the purpose of this painting, was experimentation. And I wanted to allow myself the freedom to play. I have a habit of being pretty like OCD. I'm very rigid a lot of times. Like I have the reference photo. I like to make it exactly as close to exact as I can possibly make it. And with this, I just wanted to play. Sometimes I can get so bogged down with my perfectionistic mindset. I have a tendency to overwork paintings. With this, I just wanted to be looser. Now I'm going in with a damp brush saying, can I lift even more and scrub the paper with my brush? And I absolutely could. Watercolor is so different. It is different, but I love it. It's so different than the way I normally paint because I have to kind of plan. Don't you kind of have to plan with watercolor? Because you got to leave the white space. You got to leave it. You got to leave it. And I wasn't sure like the angle that I wanted to do for the coastal, the sand. I always think about angles and shapes for more interest. So I wanted to make a stronger kind of diagonal shape. And it was at this point I started thinking about waves. I love the ocean. I actually live in the middle of the United States right now. I'm nowhere near an ocean, but I'm from New York and I spent, oh my goodness, I used to ride my bike over the bridge, the Reese Park Bridge to Queens. I'm from Brooklyn and I would ride my bike. I wore a bathing suit. I had a towel safety pinned around my waist and I'd go to the beach every single day. Now, of course, I was like 16, 17 years old and I'm not a tanner. I don't go tanning. I just love the water. I love to sit and look at the water. I love to swim. And I wanted to paint something that made me happy. So I also wanted to straighten out my horizon line. I realized it was a little bit crooked. Putting a little bit more detail for those far away, whatever that is. Remember, I don't know what it is. This is not an actual place. I decided to grab my Eradicator brush. This is a Rosemary & Co. brush. I've never used this brush. I've bought it and it's just been kind of sitting around seeing, can I use this to scrub? I believe the purpose of this brush is to lift watercolor. So I'm going in with horizontal strokes with a damp brush and I was enjoying it. But then I'm like, you know what? I've got to use this opaque white. It's the first time I'm using it and I'm cheating. Am I cheating? Maybe. It's whatever. I'm an opaque painter. You knew this. Maybe you knew it. Now you know it. I wanted to put some little crashing waves because, again, I didn't know what I was painting this. I did not know what I was painting when I started this. And that's fine. The great thing about art is I don't believe we have to follow rules. There are, compositional rules, color theory, and all that jazz, which I'm a fan of. But we can also just paint with our hearts, which is what I was doing here. And I've got to say, since I've never used this opaque white, I didn't know like how far I could push it. I thought about using white gouache, but I do have this and I've never used it. So here we go. I was very impressed with its opacity. I think with white gouache, I would have had to do a lot more with it. This is also super thin. It's an ink, which makes sense. So it's an ink and it's not going to be thick. So I was able to like help it to spread. I thinned it down with water and I was also able to reactivate it. So in all, I was very impressed with this white and I was really liking the angles of the waves. So if we're going to have waves, we're going to need shadows. So I was just using a mixture of that dioxazine with a little bit of cobalt, just putting it underneath where a shadow would naturally be. I was so happy when I was painting this. One of my artistic goals is to loosen up and do a little bit more for my imagination. Now I'm going in with a little bit more of a cobalt color. My memory of the ocean is that it's just so reflective. So we're going to see the colors of the sky, and blue is just so beautiful for water. And what I found here with using hardly any paint, I was able to blend it with the white of that ink. And you're going to see that here in a minute and really like get the effect that I was after. If we don't allow ourselves to experiment, how can we possibly grow as artists, as colorists, just as humans? As for this Etchr Everyday Sketchbook, so far I am thoroughly impressed. Am I the only one that loves peeling off the tape? I do like to use my heat tool to help with this. So this is how my painting turned out in all. I think I love these watercolors. I was able to achieve such vibrancy. Do you have these colors? Are there other types of sets from QOR or other brands you would like to see me test out? If you made it to this point in the video, will you put a water drop emoji or an ocean scene so I know you are still here? I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.